It's all mainly by accident. It's not some great plan that I had. First of all, I wanted to be an art major in college and make a living as an artist. And ever since I was a little kid in kindergarten, I used to have the kids and the teacher gather around and watch me draw trees and mountains and lakes, and they all thought I was a pretty good artist. So that was, ever since I was a little kid, that's what I wanted to do. And so I went to Moorhead State, majored in art, and decided to try and make a living as an artist. And I just starved. It was really, really difficult. I even got to the point where I would march around to banks and insurance companies with a portfolio saying, how would you like some of my wild hippie crazy art on your walls? And that just didn't go well. But I still loved doing the work, and I learned a long time ago the joys in doing the work. And whether it sells or not, you still have the joy of doing the work. So after not being able to pay bills selling art, I thought I wanted to see if I could get into something that was related to art. So I gave myself 3 months because I really started to need to make some money and pay some bills. So I thought if I couldn't find anything related to art, I was going to start driving a cab, and gave myself 3 months. On the day that I was going to start driving a cab, the employment agency called and had a job for me at a frame shop. And I took to it right away. I loved it and was there 6 years and thought, gosh, I could do this myself. In 1979, this building was vacant. It used to be the grocery store that I grew up next to, 4 houses down from. And I called up the owner saying I'd like to rent the building because it had been vacant for about 1.5 years. And he said, why rent it? Why don't you buy it? And I said, well, there's no way the bank is going to give a 27-year-old a loan for $59,000. And he said, oh, sure, just give it a try. So with his urging me, I went to all the banks and savings and loans and everything that had anywhere you could get money. They all turned me down. They said, money's real tight. No one's getting any money. It's really, really tough to get a loan now, and interest rates were just insane at the time. And so I was going to give up. We finally got the money October 4th of 1979. We had to change it from a grocery store into a frame shop. So we did a lot of work and got it open right before Christmas. And it was so close to Christmas, it's embarrassing to tell you our only customer was our CPA's wife. Pretty soon I put an ad in the forum with a picture of me in there because a lot of people knew me, but they didn't by face, but they didn't know my name. And once I put that picture in there, we were off and running because people came to me because they saw me, doing framing for all those years, and things took off right away. I mean, how did I get so lucky as to be born to a mom and dad and brothers and sisters who loved me and told me so? But here I am, this kid that could spend summers at the lake floating around on the pontoon, meeting girls, having fun, and that was something, again, that how did that happen to me? Why did I get so lucky? And I can take that another step further and think, about back to how lucky I was being born here, born to nice parents. I mean, how come I'm not a monkey or a tree or a rock, but I got to be this person, and what a lucky thing that is. And a lot of people would say, wow, here you are, an old guy, 68 years old, you've shrunk an inch, so now you're down to 5'1". How can you say, how lucky am I? And I think I'm just the luckiest guy in the world because I get to play every day and get to have fun, and I still enjoy waking up every day and accomplishing something and making use of the day. When I was 4, I had an 18-month-old sister who died of drinking furniture polish. And it, I think later on, resulted in me not being able to eat meat for 40 years. I haven't eaten meat for 40 years because I think about the animal. I can't kill stuff. I cannot hunt. My wife gets on my case because when I find a wood tick, I take it outside and set it free. I just feel like life is such a precious thing, no matter if it's a bug or a deer or a human being, they all deserve to live. My wife and I met through college at Moorhead State. We were both art majors, and instead of an engagement ring, we both loved antiques so much, we got a piece of furniture we saved a long time for called a German highboy with beveled mirror and glass, and we just love it, and we still have it today. And now we filled the whole house up with stuff. And I remember the first piece we bought, my mom says, "Why do you want that old junk for?" And we just kept filling the house up with the old stuff. And then after a while, she was inviting her friends over to see all of our old stuff. And she liked it too. But I really don't think of myself as owning all this stuff. I'm just taking care of it while I'm here walking the earth. And someday it'll be somebody else's to take care of. And one of the reasons I like this stuff so much is that when I look at it, I think about the people that made it, and it kind of ties me to the past. You know, I think about the loggers that got the wood and the woodworkers who made the cabinets, and, you know, on the phonographs, the machinists that did the metal work. And for a lot of people's efforts, 100+ years later, we still get to enjoy these things that they worked so hard on. And it's really been a treat to live amongst all these treasures, and I have so much fun sharing that hobby with customers that come in. We a lot of times will talk more about antiques and phonographs than framing sometimes, and it's a lot of fun. And in the course of buying all this stuff and enjoying it so much, it kind of got me to thinking not only about the fact that there's all these people that worked so hard to make this thing that's still around. It got me to thinking about how lucky I am that other people that know how to do what they do have made my life so much better. For example, one day I remember looking at a pair of shoes and noticing they were made in Bangladesh, and thinking about, wow, I've gotten many, many miles of use on these shoes from some guy I've never met all the way in Bangladesh somewhere, and he's probably making like $5 a week or something. But, you know, I don't know how to make a pair of shoes, and because of his efforts and the people that were the shippers and the people that stocked the shelves, because of all these people, probably hundreds of people, I get to have a nice pair of shoes to walk around in. And I kind of think about that with a lot of things, how lucky we are that when you really start looking, we're so connected to everybody. And I don't understand why anybody can be mad at anybody else. I mean, when you really start digging, you find how connected we all are to everybody in the whole world if you really look hard. And I always have the idea that it's better to think of people as your friends first until they prove otherwise. But normally I assume people are good people and that they're friendly people, and normally I am right. And it's been really wonderful meeting all the people that come into the frame shop to get their treasures framed, and things that mean something to them is why they're having us frame it. You know, right now in the shop I've got everything from an antique doll to old handmade posters for a bike shop, to things signed by the president, and to I've got a big panoramic view of Disney World. There's oil painting from Yugoslavia. There's all sorts of stuff in here to do, and I have my little part in making these things ready to display for the people that are finding them an important thing in their life. And it's been a lot of fun to be part of that whole journey of helping people display things that mean something to them. Stand in the heart of a North Dakota prairie. As the sun sets, the stars ascend, and night unfolds. See the curve of Earth's horizon, a blanket of stars, and the perceptible descent of Earth's from its daylight perch. There are more stars in the sky than blades of grass on the prairies. As one of 7 billion passengers on tiny spaceship Earth, we must find common ground in our disagreements, find peace in knowing there are no easy answers to the hard questions, and wake up every morning asking, what can I do today to make our world a better place?